Hello, I'm Michael Ward, and I am the e-specialist here at Kilgore College and a part of the e-learning team. And if you're watching this, then you're going to be one of our Title III classes that will be working with us in the future. Today we are going to be talking about the best practices for teaching and also for making online videos. So, next few minutes, this video won't be long. We're going to be talking about both things to think about as you're setting your class up, and also to come in here and to do what I am doing today, and that is going to be making videos. So first, let's talk about teaching. And when you're teaching your class online, it is different than teaching a face-to-face class. The number one thing that I've found in teaching online, which I've done for the past 10 years, is communication. Communication is pivotal when you are teaching an online class, because you don't have the opportunity to see these students weekly or twice a week or 3 times a week, and so you need to stay in constant communication with the students. If a student emails you, you need to return that email within 24 hours, quicker if possible. Also, you need to engage with that student, whether through the videos like we are making here, or commenting on their discussions. If you assign a discussion board question for them, go in and make comments on what they have put there. If you've got, like I often will put discussion board up and they have to write their own discussion board answer, and then they have to comment on 2 others. I go in and I will also comment on what they have written, or I will comment on one of their comments to let them know that I'm going in and I'm reading what they're saying, and I'm being part and actively engaged in what they are also doing, so that they know that I'm there and I'm actively working with them. Also, providing feedback on what they are doing is also very, very important. Watching those students that are struggling is very important, and reaching out to them early on in the process. You can see this through not only the grade book, but in those discussion boards and other places, watching and making sure that we catch those early, so that if there is a problem, that we can take care of it. And also not forgetting those students that are doing really well. Just a simple email saying, hey, I see that you aced that quiz, or you did a great job on that essay. That also gives more motivation to students than you would possibly think. So continuing to provide effective feedback, and again, communication really does help to promote success in your online class. Another thing that you have to do in an online class is to set expectations, and set those expectations early, pretty much right from the beginning. You do this in an introductory video, but you also do this in your syllabus. You have to understand that the internet at times can be fickle, but also students will test you on this. I have had students that have sent me a email and said, oh, Mr. Ward, halfway through my quiz, the internet cut out and I couldn't finish it. And I went on and looked at their quiz, and they had finished it. They had answered everything. And so I sent back a nice message and said, well, I saw that you did finish it, and so I don't think that it needs to be reset. And they're like, oh, I didn't realize that you could see that. So don't let students take advantage of you, but also know that sometimes the internet does crazy things, and work with the students in those times. But again, don't let the students take advantage of you, and check up on them. Let's go on and talk about making videos like what I'm doing right now. We have a schedule, and we use Full Slate to book that schedule. Our times right now that we schedule is 9 a.m., 11 a.m., and 2:30 on Monday through Thursday. On Fridays, we have a 9 a.m. and an 11 a.m. Time slot. We usually schedule a full hour. A lot of times we don't need that, but we schedule the full hour. These are things that you need to avoid, and that is don't wear green. Behind me is not a lovely set with beside me this huge screen that you are seeing the PowerPoint on. It's actually just a big, huge green screen. And if you wear green, you're going to be invisible. So we don't want you to be a floating head, so don't wear green. And if you have green in any part of you, if I were wearing a pattern that had green in it, there would look like there were holes in me. And so we don't want you to look like that. So don't wear any green when you come to video. We ask you don't wear any shiny jewelry because that'll pick up the lights and that will cause weird things to happen. Avoid busy patterns because that will distract and it'll also be difficult for us to set our colorization. And if you have a PowerPoint like what I've been using right here, we ask that you send that to us 24 hours in advance because we will need to load it into our system so that we can have it ready for you. That gives us an opportunity to look at it, and if there's any adjustments that we need to make, we can make those so that it'll work well with our system. Okay, and then continuing to talk about making the videos. As I struggle with my papers here. We ask that you feel free to show up a little early if you'd like to. That's fine. If you come look at, if it's your first time, come and feel free to look at the recording studio so that you can be as calm and nerve-free as possible. We'll show you around. We'll go through everything with you because we want you to feel comfortable. If you have a background that you would like for us to use, that's more than okay. We can use whatever you would like. You can send us a picture and we can put it in, and it can be the background of your your video, and we can still even add the PowerPoints, whatever you would like. We can use it. We do ask that you keep your videos between 5 and 15 minutes. Anything over that, and you're going to lose your engagement with your students. You remember, our students are, their attention span is not what it used to be. And it's different when they're sitting there watching a video than when they're sitting in class and you've got them locked in that class for an hour to an hour and a half. So make sure that you're thinking between 5 and 15 minutes. If you have something that you know is going to take more than 15 minutes, I suggest you think about creating 2 to 3 videos and stretching it out over that time. Otherwise, it's going to be more difficult on the students. So that's the suggestions on that. Also, everyone messes up. If you don't realize it, I've messed up a couple of 3 times as we've gone through here, and we've worked on it and we've cut those out and tried to make it as flawless as possible. So don't sweat it. We continually run our camera, and we go back and in our post production, we cut out all of the errors as best we can. We splice them together, and so that hopefully nobody even notices that there were any errors in what you're saying. We just ask that you stop for a second, go back to the last point that you were at, and then begin again. And we'll edit out all of the stuff that gets messed up. And it's not the end of the world, just keep going. Now, here's something else that we ask. If you have a video that you're going to need by the end of the day, it's probably not going to happen. We have 15 classes that are going to be coming out this spring, and so we need you to schedule early and to think ahead. That's why we're trying to get started here in October and get a lot of classes moving and going because we're on about a 5-day turnaround. We may get it out earlier than that, but we may not. But we are going to try to stick to a 5 business day turnaround so that you can have it. Now, the way that you will get your video is that we will post to our eLearning YouTube channel, and we will send you the link. You can post that link in your Blackboard, and that way your students can have it. Now, these videos are posted as unlisted, which means that you can't search for them. The student has to have the link that you provide in order for them to get that, the video that you want. Okay. Next, if you have any special requests, like you would like to have a video inside your video, we ask that you give us notice of that and send us that so that we can also put that in. We usually will put that in post-production, but we do need that in advance. We're more than happy to accommodate any special requests that we can, if possible. Please understand again that we're working with a lot of teachers, that we're building a lot of classes, and when you think of 15 new classes and each one probably going to have around 15, maybe even more videos that we have to produce, that's going to be quite a lot of videos. And if you want something special, we're more than happy to help, but sometimes these special things can be a lot of time. For some of the special effects, 15 seconds worth of that special effect can take 2 hours. So if we end up saying, hey, this is really going to take a long time, can we try something else? It's not that we don't want to help you, it's just that for us, time is something that is very precious, and we're working with a lot of people. So we're more than happy to help. We want to get your videos exactly like you want them, but also we have to think about all of the other videos that we're working on at this time. And finally, we want you to relax and have fun. You're a teacher, so what we want you to do is look at the camera and just teach like you're teaching your normal class. And we promise that we'll do everything in our power to make you look good. Thank you for your time, and we hope that you enjoy teaching with Title III this year, and have a great day.